After the debate, or rather the electoral setup in Końskie, Poland, many rubbed their eyes in amazement when the results of the poll appeared. The winner turned out to be Rafał Trzaskowski. However, another poll, which was also conducted after the aforementioned debate, turned out to be devastating for the Civic Platform candidate, whose lead over Karol Nawrocki had shrunk to 8 percentage points.
Ja bym się tam specjalnie sondażami nie przejmował.
I wouldn't worry about the polls. Perhaps some trends expressed in a number of polls have some meaning. Probably the polls will be made more accurate before the elections themselves. Representatives of the Third Republic cartel media were clearly disappointed with Rafał Trzaskowski's stance in Końskie. Nevertheless, they moved decisively to defend the Civic Platform candidate.
Ta debata była najtrudniejsza dla Trzaskowskiego.
This debate was the most difficult for Trzaskowski. Everyone was attacking Trzaskowski. Even his colleagues in the government were attacking him. It is known that everyone is attacking the strongest figure, yes? According to mainstream journalists, Rafał Trzaskowski was the strongest figure on the political chessboard. Although, looking at the course of the debate, he was closer to a pawn who entered the wrong space and then regretted his earlier moves. That is, everyone generally bashed Trzaskowski, even the coalition partners, that is, Szymon Hołownia and Magdalena Biejat. TVN24 put Rafał Trzaskowski in the position of a victim of the last debate in Końskie. Well, I guess it's no surprise that he suffered the consequences of his brilliant strategy. It certainly wasn't an easy day. Rafał Trzaskowski was comforted by those who can always find words of encouragement, even in the most difficult moments.
Trzaskowski musiał wziąć na siebie.
Trzaskowski had to take a lot of punches because he is the number one first in the polls, and it is known that the number one candidate is the most attacked. Secondly, he is the most prominent activist of the ruling camp. The media cartel of the Third Republic has found an explanation for his bad disposition. The fault apparently lies with the other candidates, who took part earlier in the debate organized by TV Republika in the market square in Końskie.
Może byli też rozgrzani, to znaczy.
On the other hand, they were also warmed up. That is, 1 hour of such exchange of opinions made them come in a little better, and Rafał Trzaskowski was just not warmed up. Another presidential candidate, Krzysztof Jakub Stanowski, strongly disagrees with this assessment of the situation. Not warmed up, people can even hear each other. I got up Friday at the crack of dawn, had a long court hearing during which I mangled for almost 2 hours. As I stood in a hurry, even without any warm jacket, I set off for Końskie, which I had not planned at all that day. However, the words that were said on air by the illegal TVP in liquidation are questionable. Well, because who was supposed to threaten the candidate of the Civic Platform when suddenly the whole peloton of plankton, or third rate when it comes to polling results, is hammering away. It's difficult to understand how plankton would threaten a political whale. They want to resuscitate an image corpse and are convinced that their questionable credibility can help Trzaskowski in any way. The problem is that it's the media that needs help today, because on Friday they became part of the election staff and completely stripped themselves of credibility. Although that Rafał Trzaskowski doesn't seem to have won the debate, he has gained a dedicated rescue team. It's hard to say, however, whether this will have the desired effect.